Chag Sameach, and welcome to Day 8 of Beit Midrash Zichron Dov's Daily Dose of Torah videos for Pesach 5781. My name is Alex Hecht, and in these few minutes, I'd like to discuss some questions surrounding purchasing Chametz after Pesach. So when Pesach ends, we've just spent 8 days eating nonstop, and then we can't wait to have our chametz right away. We have to have it the night that Pesach ends. We go out, we have pizza, we have cookies, we get donuts, and we have to have our chametz right away. And so when Pesach ends, can I just go out and purchase chametz? So you'll say, what would be the problem? Pesach is over. The problem is that in addition to the prohibition of eating chametz during Pesach, the Torah also forbids us from owning chametz or benefiting from chametz in any way during the Pesach holiday. And the sages enacted that if someone nevertheless does keep chametz over Pesach, they're not allowed to benefit from it, and no one else is allowed to benefit from it forever. This was a penalty in order to discourage people from not selling or getting rid of their chametz. So this would mean that if the local supermarket is owned by a Jew who didn't sell his chametz altogether, so then I would have to wait until I can be sure that the chametz that's in the store came to the store after Pesach. So that would be a long time afterwards. On the other hand, if a Jewish store owner sold their chametz, so then as soon as they buy it back from the non-Jew, which generally takes place the night after Pesach, so then I should be able to go to the store right away. But there's another case where the Jewish store owner sold the chametz to the non-Jew. He went down with the rabbi, he picked up the pen, he gave him the contract, he performed the sale, and he agreed to the terms. He says, yes, this is not my chametz, I'm selling it to the non-Jew over Pesach. But then, during the week of Pesach, you see the store is open, and he's doing business with the chametz that he supposedly sold. So, what does this mean for the consumer after Pesach? If the chametz was in fact sold, so then I should be allowed to purchase it from the store after Pesach. But if it was never sold, then I can't go to the store until I'm sure that the chametz is there was not kept in the store over Pesach. So does the fact that the store owner did business with the chametz invalidate the sale? So some authorities, among them Rabbi Yosef Dov Soloveitchik, said that it invalidates the sale. Okay, he sat down and he told the rabbi that he's selling the chametz, but whether he intended at the time or even if he didn't, the fact that during Pesach he kept his store open and was doing business with the chametz, so that should mean that the sale wasn't invalid. He didn't take it seriously. He didn't appreciate that it was a real sale, and therefore maybe never had in mind to sell it at all, and therefore the sale, according to Rabbi Soloveitchik and many others, would be invalid. And a Jew would not be able to buy chametz from such a store right after Pesach ends. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, on the other hand, while obviously acknowledging this was not ideal, we don't want Jews to own chametz over Pesach, nevertheless maintained that if the sale took place before Pesach and the sale was done according to all of the details of the law, the fact that the Jew did commerce with it during Pesach does not invalidate the sale. According to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, there was maybe another problem, is that any item that was sold from the store was not the Jewish store owner's chametz to sell, because it wasn't his. So that was a problem. But any chametz that stayed on the shelves from before Pesach that wasn't that the Jew didn't use in his business during Pesach, but it remained there, the fact that the Jew engaged in commerce with his other chametz, according to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, doesn't invalidate the sale, and therefore a shopper could purchase chametz from the store after Pesach as long as the chametz that was included in the original sale was bought back from the non-Jew. Now, this is a subject of debate between authorities in our times, and on the video I posted a link to the COR article about this with relevant information. But for your personal practice, consult that article and ask your posek. But Rabbi Moshe Feinstein's reasoning, I think, is something that we can learn from. He said that it's in the Jew's interest for the chametz to be sold, and the Jew really wanted his chametz to be sold, and it's in his interest to be sold because it's in one's interest to not do a sin, to not violate the Torah. And it's this understanding that really, even though we may be tempted to violate the Torah sometimes and may not always act in the ways we should, really we know that we're supposed to follow the Torah, and that's in our benefit, and therefore, despite the fact that he ended up violating the terms of the sale, the original sale was still valid. And continue to have a kosher v'sameach during the holiday and after the holiday.